The premier event for infection prevention and control is coming to San Antonio this June. APIC's annual conference brings you the latest research, innovative products, and practical knowledge to help you prevent infection. From inspiring keynotes to thought-provoking panel discussions, APIC 24 curates an extraordinary platform for knowledge exchange. Meet IPs from around the world who face the same daily challenges as you. If you work in infection prevention and control, you don't want to miss this event. Learn more and register to join us in person or virtually at annual.apic.org.
You are listening to the 5-Second Rule podcast presented by APIC, the Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology. This podcast is produced by the APIC Communications Committee and is intended to be a conversation between our hosts and professionals practicing in the infection prevention and control industry. You will learn and be entertained, but most of all, we hope you will be inspired by our community and the work of our peers. And now, on to the show.
Welcome to the 5-Second Rule podcast. We are your hosts. I am Lerenza Howard, and my preferred pronouns are she, her.
Hi, and I'm Kelly Holmes, and my preferred pronouns are also she, her.
Today is going to be such an amazing episode. We have with us today Maria Whitaker, the APIC Conference Committee Chair. Maria is very active in APIC. She has served as president and chair of the Education Committee for her local chapter and has served on several committees at the national level, including Practice Guidance Committee, Communications Committee, and is currently chair of the Annual Conference Committee. Welcome, Maria.
Oh, thank you both. It's my pleasure to be here today.
Okay, Maria, we are so excited to hear about the upcoming APIC conference in Orlando this year. What can you tell us about to expect when we walk into the APIC conference?
Okay, I'll start off with giving a conference overview. So each morning, we're going to begin the day with a keynote speaker who not only will they be there to educate us on various topics, but they're going to energize us for the day. Followed by the keynote speakers are concurrent sessions. These sessions are divided into 11 learning tracks, which will cover the core competencies, such as sterilization and disinfection, emergency preparedness, IT and surveillance, quality assurance, and performance improvement, just to name a few. This year, we have 16 30-minute sessions, and these are two 30-minute sessions in the same room. And we also have 64 60-minute sessions. On Tuesday afternoon, there are going to be 5 interactive workshops. These are from 4 to 6, and they're really fun. There will also be one virtual workshop for our virtual audience. I'd like to add that on Sunday, there are 3 pre-conference workshops. These are an additional registration and fee, and there are still openings for the pre-con workshops. You can familiarize yourself with the schedule and ways to connect with others by visiting annual.apic.org. And this site also describes continuing education credits that are available to the attendees.
Oh, that's great. That's a lot of stuff. Yes. Did you say 60 sessions? 60 concurrent sessions through the course of the conference?
Total of 80.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. You know what? I am especially excited about the APIC conference in Orlando because this will be my first time attending an in-person conference. So I did attend the conference virtually last year. So for someone such as myself, what advice would you provide an IP who's attending? This is their first time attending in person, and even for those individuals that are traveling solo?
Yeah, okay. That was always me. My advice is to go out, be visible, and have fun. On Sunday night, there's going to be a welcome experience at the conference center. This starts at 5 o'clock, and this is really a must for first-time attendees and those traveling alone. It's a great opportunity to network and meet people. After that is the opening ceremony at Universal Studios. We're really excited for that this year. There will be buses taking everyone from the conference center to Universal Studios. On Monday and Tuesday, there's an event called Morning Buzz, which will highlight the daily events. And this is hosted by our conference MC, Sarah Michael. Please visit the APIC store. At this location, you can purchase publications and resources, APIC branded products, and the books that have been authored by all three of our keynote speakers, who will be available after they present each day to sign those books. Also, if you need assistance, look for orange shirts. We have volunteers from local Orlando who will be there to help us out. And some other advice, please don't try to do it all. All sessions will be available online until the end of October. And lastly, wear comfortable shoes and cool clothes because it's going to be hot.
I will definitely take those insights with me at my first APIC conference.
Maria, that is so exciting that the opening ceremony is going to include Universal Studios. That's so fun. And then I also heard some really great tips that you just offered about the conference app. So when scheduling, so we can be very, I think, overwhelmed by all of that fantastic material, but the conference app will then give us a chance to look at everything prior to arriving and help us plan out our week. Is that sound correct?
Yes. And it is a good idea to go visit that. There's this thing called a program planner where you can highlight the sessions that you want to attend. And then, so it's your personalized schedule. So I do recommend for everybody to visit that. And it also gives you some highlights on what the speakers will be presenting.
That's very helpful. I need a roadmap for myself before I get there.
Too.
So that will be fantastic. So tell us a little more, Maria. It sounds like the conference is a fantastic way to meet people from all over the country. And so what tips do you have as far as networking? I think it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you are traveling alone and walking into that opening ceremony all by yourself, looking for a friendly face or walking into other sessions. So what tips do you have for us about networking?
Biggest tip is don't be shy. Sit with people you don't know. Ask them where they're from and what their IP role is. Talk about the challenges you may be experiencing at your organization, because I'm sure others are going through the same issues that you may be. There will be many IPs from other countries, and I love talking to them. It gives you a great opportunity to engage yourselves in very interesting conversation and learn their success stories or their difficulties that they may be going through. There's also an area called APIC Engage, where you can go learn about APIC resources and chat with your peers. They also discuss APIC membership at this booth. And there are also exhibitor symposia. These are really great ways to network with people. These symposia feature current topics in infection prevention and control. The exhibitors provide breakfasts or dinners, and there is information on these available on the website. And sometimes exhibitors may have evening events planned, and you can get tickets at their booths in the exhibit hall. These particular events are not APIC sponsored, so I don't have details on those. But if you play your cards right, you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner all taken care of. So
Oh my
look
gosh, you
into
just
that.
shared the hottest tip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, visit the exhibitors so that you can get every meal covered.
Yes, the exhibitors are very kind to us.
That's fantastic.
I would also implore, individuals or IPs that are versed in attending the APIC conference in person, that if you see someone who is, someone, maybe it's their first time, or maybe they are shy, to possibly assist in engaging them in conversation, to assist them along with the conference, and just to be that friendly face, because I know sometimes it can be difficult for people to assert themselves in that manner.
Right.
I think that's great.
I'm sorry. There will be badges available to put on your name tag, and one of the badge is first time attendee. So be on the lookout for those if you're a veteran IP attendee. Let's help our first time attendees.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that, Maria. Let's all commit to finding a first time attendee and saying hi.
Absolutely. So moving along to the exhibitors hall. So I know that based on information on the website, there will be more than 200 companies there at the exhibitors hall to showcase their products or new innovations as a measure in helping us at our respective facilities regarding infection control matters. But I can imagine how some IPs may not feel the necessity to engage with these vendors because they are not the person responsible at their respective organization for purchasing. So therefore, they feel as though they do not have the purchasing power for these products. But with that being said, tell us some strategies on how to navigate the exhibitors hall. And in addition to that, explain the notion of IPs being a super user.
Okay. Well, when you first walk into the exhibitor hall, I tell you, you're going to be overwhelmed because it's probably one of the biggest rooms you've ever seen with all these exhibitors to visit. But you do have 3 days to visit them. So break it into sections. And please support our exhibitors. Most of them bring their company infection preventionists with them. So this is a great way to talk face to face with subject matter experts. And if you don't feel that you have buying power or selection influence on products at your organization, don't forget that you do. As the infection preventionist, you do have a say in purchasing products related to infection prevention and control at your organization. You should have input on what's being purchased for your employees.
Wow, that's amazing, Maria.
Okay. There are additional events going on in the exhibit hall. Some of the exhibitors do other presentations in a staged setting where they talk about their products, and there's opportunity for question and answer. So look out for those. They're very interesting.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
Because now you have a captive audience with
Right.
these exhibitors, and they are so knowledgeable about their products.
Right. And those are usually scheduled as you visit the exhibitors. They will let you know what time their particular presentation will be.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Definitely, if you have any questions regarding some of the products there, you can in real time ask those vendors those questions and how well that the product can be utilized within your organization. So great tip.
So the exhibit hall is going to contain multiple facets. So you say that there is obviously the exhibitors themselves, but there's also the poster presentations, correct?
Right.
And multiple other activities that APIC is offering. So what are some of those other things that we can expect in the exhibit hall?
We have over 100 posters being presented this year in the exhibit hall. So please visit your fellow infection preventionists who will share their research projects with you. There's also going to be a poster rounds for 1 hour each day, talking about particular posters. And 24 of the posters this year will be presented as oral abstracts in scheduled sessions. Also in the exhibitor hall is APIC's Film Festival viewings, which are peer-created videos related to infection prevention and control. There's a wellness lounge or a self-care station where you can relax and have a massage and visit cute little puppies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Puppies.
There's a personal bar where headshots will be taken and advice for you for your LinkedIn profiles.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
we're
amazing.
really
That's a really
excited
nice
about
feature.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
so
you
if you
expound
need a
upon the
good
personal brand
headshot,
bar?
this is the place.
Yeah. That's amazing because I know that some IPs may need that professional headshot. So just a shout out, just as Maria noted, they will have a personal brand bar.
And
I love that.
Another thing this year is there's going to be an LGBTQ plus community service booth to support Orlando youth. As you know,
that's fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
APIC does support DEI, and we wanted to take part in that also.
Oh, I think that's a fantastic contribution. Talking about those poster presentations, I think that was a really great thing to highlight. I know that a lot of work goes into those poster presentations. And so having, had presented one in the past, I think people really do want you to stop by and ask questions because a lot of work went into those posters and the research behind them. And it's a lot of good stuff there. So I'm really excited to, wander through those posters and talk to the people behind the research.
Yeah, you and me as well, Kelly. And I would also hope that encourages you to possibly submit your own poster for next year's conference based on the work in which you're doing at your respective site.
Oh, I think that's so good, Lerenza. I have found that going to the APIC conference really re-energizes me every single year. So, meeting with those minds that are working just like yours and tackling the same problems that you're tackling, I always leave the conference with all of these ideas. Like, this is what I'm going to do when I get home. I read this great thing. This is a problem that I'm having. This is how they solved it. So I think that the networking is amazing. And I really am excited to have that, all those new ideas.
Yeah. Maria, so I know that you noted earlier that there is that virtual option. So what are some of the additional options that individuals have in attending virtually?
Sure. All the keynote speakers each morning will be live streamed for our virtual attendees. Some of the concurrent sessions can be viewed virtually, and that you can see which ones on the APIC website. There is a lunch and learn each day for the virtual attendees, as well as on Monday night, a happy hour. So on Tuesday, during our workshops at the conference, there is a virtual workshop called Pitch, which is 4 recorded presentations by our strategic partners who will educate us on their products and services. And something to keep in mind is that all virtual sessions are in Eastern Standard Time.
That's a great point.
Good tip.
We wouldn't want for you all to miss, the virtual options and not realizing the Eastern Standard Time component. Great.
So Maria, tell us, you've told us all of the wonderful things that APIC has to offer this year, and it is always fun to see how much it grows every year. So your strategy, Maria's strategy for tackling the conference, what's that going to look like?
Don't try to do it all. I think I've said that before. Have fun, and networking to me is one of the most important components of attending this conference because it makes me feel that I'm not alone in my organization or my job. We all have the same problems, and there may be different approaches that you can learn to tackling some of the things that are happening at your facility or the difficulties that you may be experiencing with the C-suite, getting them to listen to you and recognize you as an IP. Go to all the networking sessions that you can. The concurrent sessions, don't try to do it all because they're all recorded. You can go back home and you've got until the end of October to listen to the concurrent sessions that you missed. If you're going with a group of people from your facility, go to different sessions. Don't all go to the same one, and take notes and bring them back to your colleagues. I think when someone goes to a conference, it's really important to take that information back home with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. I also heard that there were a lot of contributions to the film festival this year.
Yes, 20.
Wow,
20.
that's amazing.
And how can we find those?
Those, you'll be able to vote for them before the conference. The site and the link will be going out shortly. You'll also have an opportunity to vote for the films while at the conference. They'll be running on a loop in the exhibit hall where you can vote. And please take the time to watch some of these films. People put a hard work into them. And some of them, too, are from other countries. So we get to see a different perspective on infection prevention and control that I find very interesting.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the films that, my fellow
they're
colleagues
so
have
creative.
Yeah.
I am amazed that people can put those together. So it's going to be really fun to watch.
One thing I did want to add is that although those that are attending virtually, you may consider, I would still consider networking from the virtual aspect. The chat, from my experience last year, is very active, and there are a lot of people, as Maria noted, from all over the world engaging in this virtual experience. So definitely network, although you're not there in person, also network virtually, engage in the chat, get to know some of your colleagues out here, connect, and possibly get their LinkedIn. So although you're virtual, you still can network.
Yes, and in the sessions, the educational sessions are all moderated virtually also, so that there will be opportunity to get your questions answered.
So I guess, Maria, tell us a little bit about what is available for people who have attained certification at the conference.
There will be opportunity for people to go to talk to the CBIC board on accreditation, certification, your IPUs, which are continuing education credits for the infection preventionist. Get your questions answered about that. And on Tuesday night, there'll be an evening reception for people who hold their CICs, where you can network with your peers.
I know I have questions about the recertification aspect, as I will be looking forward to that in 5 years. So, and definitely to have that experience with the board to be able to inquire about the differing certification offerings that they now have. So
I agree. And as we transition to having the option of just doing the IPUs for recertification versus sitting for the full test again, which we have all done and don't really want to do that again. So
Absolutely
I am
not.
very, very interested in the IPUs and the clarification offered there. So that will be helpful. So Maria, we always ask our guests one question or two before we let you go. So I was very curious, what do you wish that someone would have told you at the beginning of your IP career?
Well, my career started 24 years ago, and I was never told it's not a 9 to 5, no holiday, no weekend job. But I wouldn't have changed a thing. It wouldn't have made a bit of a difference because I love being an infection preventionist.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And your passion really does come through. Yes, in your voice and your smile.
Absolutely.
So, Lorenza, do you want to ask her the next question about the strategies?
Sure. So the next question that we would like to ask you, Maria, is what strategies do you use to remain abreast of the ever-changing guidance in IPC?
Okay. You need to be flexible because I think we've all learned that not a lot of infection prevention concepts are written in stone anymore. So we have to be prepared for change. And I utilize all the resources that APIC provides, and I check that APIC website every morning because things do change from day to day.
Very good advice.
Absolutely.
Maria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Me.
We are so excited about the conference. Your tips were incredible. I think it's really going to help people as they navigate the conference, both in person and virtually. So thank you for the hot tips, and I look forward to seeing you.
Yes, Maria, thank you so much. I know I learned a lot as someone who will be attending the first time, and I'm looking forward to networking with you and all of the other attendees for this year's conference. So thank you so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to APIC's 5-Second Rule Show. We want to hear from you. Visit us at www.5secondruleshow.org. That's with the number 5, where you can contribute to the conversation. Make sure you subscribe and rate us wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're so appreciative of the hard work each of you do every day to make a safer world through infection prevention. Remember, IP stands for Important Person. You are awesome. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.